Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. You can do that by the red square just here if you're in full screen, the subscribe button underneath, or a link in the description. Also, while you're at it, please give this video a like because it helps grow the channel, starts getting the word about and making us more popular. Well, in a week where the royal family have been called racist, we're having doubts put in our mind by the media that lockdown may be extended even further, and the deadline dates Boris set might move because of the kids going back to school. I have come to the conclusion that certain people in positions of authority and influence have gone stark raving loony and lost their minds. And we'll start with this guy. Yes, I do believe Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, has finally completely, well and truly lost the plot. Before anybody jumps on here and accuses me of racism or any such thing like that, I couldn't care less whether he was black, white, yellow, polka dotted, purple or pink. He's the Mayor of London, he's a human being, and he has a job to do, which so far he's not doing very well. He's turned round today and said that the streets of London are no longer safe for women and young girls particularly. Oh my God. This poor young woman, Sarah Everard, is missing, presumed dead, having disappeared. A Metropolitan Police officer has been arrested on suspicion of her murder, and Sadiq Khan now tells us that the streets of London are not safe for women and children, young girls. Where has he been? He's been busy looking at tearing down statues, rewriting history and putting cycle lanes in London all over the place, preventing people from moving around. And the streets have been going mad. There has been stabbings, muggings, attacks, violence on a scale unbelievable, and it has been going on and on and on and on for months. And it takes the death potentially of one young unfortunate girl, and I feel so sorry for her family and everyone else, and he finally opens his big gob and says there's a violence problem in London. Wake up, Sadiq. There's been a violence problem for months and months and months and months, and you've done nothing. There is a very simple reason why there is a problem in London and anywhere else in the country, and I'll get to that in a minute. The next person I'd like to point out is this one. Baroness Jones seems to think that men are at fault. It's all our fault. Anyone with something between their legs that dangles, we're to blame. And she's talking about having a curfew in place at 6 PM every night, and all men have to go home because they're naughty. It's not only men that commit heinous crimes. Moira Hindley, Rose West, there are women as well. It's a knee-jerk, liberal, woke, dope reaction to somebody's unfortunate demise, and you are all not seeing the problem, as per usual. It is the way the police have been allowed to operate over recent years. That is the problem. Years ago, back when I was yay high, you would also always see a police officer out on the beat. They would know everything, everywhere, who did what time they did it, what shops opened, when they closed, and if anything was out of place it would raise an alarm. They would know the name of the vicar, the greengrocer, their sons, their daughters, everything. That was their job. And as the years have gone by, things have got more bureaucratic. Half of them are indoors doing paperwork. When they nick somebody, they've lost funding, they've lost officers, they're overstretched, and they can't do the job that they signed up to do. They can't protect the members of the public and stop unfortunate things like this from happening, and as a result they do happen. Laws need to be enforced, and this problem will interrupt your little curfew plan. Men, by the way, a lot of us who have families ourselves have to go out and work at night time to support our families, you won't be able to stop us from leaving if this madcap curfew idea ever came to pass. It's woke stupidity. What planet are you on? What needs to happen? The laws need to be enforced. The police force need proper funding, they need the red tape cut, and you need bobbies out on the streets like they used to be, and things were a hell of a lot safer. Instead of these mad-brained ideas that we get. Wake up. And the other thing I'd like to mention while we're at it, when you get caught for something, the punishment no longer fits the crime. I know an old school copper, we're actually related. He did nearly 30 years in the force, and he made a very valid point. When you're caught, the level of punishment for that crime must be such that you are convinced not to do it again. Stops people from doing it. Quite simple really, but we seem to have lost the plot over the years. People just don't get it anymore. Anyway, it made my blood boil and just about every other liquid in my body hearing this nonsense today. As I say, I feel so sorry for that girl's family, especially with news of human remains found in Ashford. It's not good at all. And I hope this police officer who's held on suspicion of murder gets the book thrown at him down the line. But that's all hearsay because it's still going on and they're gathering evidence and everything else. Anyway, rant over. I'm going to go. As always, this was my opinion. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I'm entitled to it. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. But it's a basic breakdown in law enforcement. Got to change. Good night.